Man, I'm starting to realize that at the end of the day, what we as humans want is just intimacy. It's to feel the love that our parents gave us, or the love that we yearned from our parents. It's to feel accepted, even with our flaws, even with our neediness. What we all just want is to be loved despite that, because that's what we wanted from our parents, or that's what we got from our parents. But if our parents rejected us for our mistakes, which unfortunately some parents do, some people develop shame because they sense from their parents' reaction that something about them that's inherent in you, your parents don't like it. Parents should never really show their kids too much what they're like. Anyways, and as a result, kids sense what about them their parents don't like, and so they hide those parts about their personality and enhance the parts that they think their parents like, even if it's superficial and fake. And so from childhood, then you put on a mask. You put on that mask, really is like a callus or like a scar tissue that almost like an autoimmune response to not being accepted. You put that mask to blend in with society, to do what people say. But because of that mask that you're wearing, one, you're not really connecting with people, and people are not really connecting with you, and you sense that. And even though that mask brings you closer to people, deep down, you're not connected with yourself, and you're not connected with others. So you have a world of superficial connections and no depth. And because of that emptiness, people begin to gravitate towards. If you were a kid and you never got taught how to deal with your anxieties, a lot of times some people might resort to drugs. Some people might resort to being in an abusive relationship where there's constant tension and constant you seeking their person's love. Because seeking it, there's hope in seeking. Even though there's pain in seeking, there's also hope in seeking. And so rather than deal with the pain and go towards it and become more present in the middle of the pain, you seek, because seeking feels good. It's better than nothing, right? It's better than confronting yourself. You rather just look than look inside, you know? And so this constant seeking, using the mask that we wore because we feel like that's what the world is gonna like, you disconnect yourself even further, alienate yourself and alienate others. And how do you know you've done that? As you get older, you start noticing you develop more negative habits. You may start picking new drugs. You may start, sorry, I'm kind of sick, people. You may start alienating more people. You may become more stubborn, right? Or your addictions get harder, or you keep repeating certain patterns. But the point is, a lot of times we have patterns of behavior that are self-destructive, simply because if you stop those self-destructive habits, you are forced to confront yourself. And that's the intimacy you've been avoiding. The intimacy that you lost because you never really connected with yourself. And the reason why you never connected with yourself is because your parents never really accepted you and your flaws, or they never accepted themselves or their flaws. And as a result, they project that upon you, and they give you that type of mentality. And as a result, you never really get to know your parents because they're putting on a show for you, and you never really get to know them. And so it further creates that division. And sometimes you can't do nothing about your parents, but you could definitely do something about yourself. And that means looking inside of yourself. Stop running away. What are the ways that you've learned to cope with the stresses of life? What are the ways that you've learned to cope using external things? Like, for example, trying to control your partner so that you could feel self-esteem, or using drugs to escape, to feel better. I was talking to a client, and this client gave me the permission to talk about this because this person feels like it's very important to her. And I sometimes have gay clients, right? And if you search my YouTube videos, you might think I'm gay, but I'm not, people. But it's because I look at like the gay sex scene and the drug use in the gay sex scene is pretty insane. And a lot of people don't know about that, right? But a lot of them use something called chemsex. Where chemsex is when people use sex and methamphetamine to have orgies, right? And in these orgies, what these men say is that they all of a sudden they become uninhibited. They lose the shame that they built, because especially in the gay community, a lot of them have built-in shame because of their gayness. So they have to hide it. It's even more intense in them. And because of that shame, they put on a mask and they connect with people that they'll also have masks. You know, you don't really get to know them. And a lot of people in the gay community say that they feel complete disconnection with the people around them because nobody's really themselves. They're just drugged up or they're really repressing their true personality because of trauma. So nobody really connects. And a lot of them get into those addictions. They get into addictions of combining meth or crack or cocaine with sex, and some of them cannot escape that, and they end up having more unprotected sex, especially through websites, Grindr, and stuff like that. People are like, "Oh my God, he knows this very detailed." Well, because I work with clients, people. And this is a big epidemic. And something that resonated with me when my client said was that when he's on it, he says that he feels intimate. He feels almost like a sense of intimacy with the group. And he notices that he loves that feeling. And he kind of marveled, and he was like, "Oh my God, that's really what I've been looking for the whole time." The only reason why he was engaging in this is because he never felt love from himself. Because the person's parents never really loved them because they couldn't show love. They never learned how to receive love, so they don't know how to show it. And because of that, you see yourself as someone who's not worthy of love, and so you say to yourself, "Okay, I gotta be something else." And sometimes being someone else is just changing the way you feel. You know, like I feel better, I feel strong, I feel like a different person, right? And so you become someone else through changing the way you feel. And when you do drugs, a lot of the times you feel high, and that high makes you feel like a new person, and you prefer to be that person. So you stay with that person. And that person ends up betraying you because that's really your shadow side. It's eating you like a serpent eating its tail. You're not really helping yourself. You're just creating more calluses. If you want to free yourself, look, if people keep going like this, what's happening is that they'll never really connect with people. And that disconnection is almost like a tree it's almost like a branch broken off the tree. It'll slowly start dying. And a lot of people wither away like a tree that's not that like a branch disconnected from the tree. They're just slowly dying. Humans need to feel connection. And the first connection they need to feel is with themselves. Now, if you didn't get it from your parents, it really sucks. But the good thing is that your brain is malleable. You can learn to love yourself. But you can't love yourself if you're running away from emotion, because that's you. You got to love yourself by confronting your neediness, confronting your compulsions, confronting your automatic habits that could come as a result of pain. A lot of us are just not doing that. You know, we know what we got to do. We know it. But we rather look on the outside, look for somebody to tell us who we are, rather than looking through the fog of emotion, which is the pain, the anger, the frustration, anything that you're trying to avoid. Look through it and sit in that anxiety. Sit. I know it sucks. It's almost like withdrawing, right? People who use heroin, they say that it sucks getting through the withdrawal. But that's because you're finally confronting the pain that you've been running away from. And once you confront it, once you see the pain through becoming more present in the moment, and you finally show yourself the love that you've needed, not love not by saying I love you. No. It means love by saying I feel needy. I want to text that person, but I want to be present. I want to stop looking for a way. I want to stop looking to others to self-soothe me. I want to soothe myself. I want to stop trying to change the way I feel through people, through drugs, through eating, and just sit with my uncomfortable feeling because that's me, and let my awareness dissolve it. It's not easy, but it's the only way. It is the only way. And I'm actually coming up with a course. Not to make money off of it. I need to make a living, people. But these are things that I'm noticing in other people, and in my journey. And it's almost like it's the perfect time for me to create my course, Emotional Mastery. But it's a mindfulness based course that I will help you out. That will talk about these types of topics, and I may include this one, but actually I'll make the new video when I make it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. Once you love yourself, then you're gonna stop accepting people's bullshit, because when you don't love yourself, you accept people talking bad to you because you think you deserve that. True self-love will not tolerate bullshit from men or others. And true self-love will not run away from pain. Will not say, you will not say, emotion that I feel, I don't want to feel you because I don't like you. You don't say that. You say, emotion, you are there. You are part of me, and I am part of you. And I will feel you because I love myself. And that conscious awareness through presence and developing a practice of meditation dissolves the pain. You could love yourself. You could be that person who you believe you are. It's just no man or woman will show you that. No one will show you your worth. Sometimes it's good that you feel empty, because a lot of the good self-esteem people feel is really superficial self-confidence. It's not real self-confidence. It's just a band-aid that will eventually rip. A mask that will crack under pressure, And I hope that if you watch these videos, look through the bullshit. I know I sometimes sound like I'm really a mean person. It's just a front, people. I'm really a nice guy, Like focus on what I am saying. I know that I say shit like about manipulation and all that stuff. People, it's really a ruse to bring you guys in to focus on this message, which is what I think that matters most. All right. Anyways, if you guys enjoy these types of videos, you guys can check out my courses, The Psychological Game of Attraction for Single Women and Natural Chemistry for Women who are in relationships. If you are a man, because I'm posting this on the men's channel too, check out my course called Dark Game. All right, guys. Now, if you're a man or a woman watching this, a lot of you guys say, "What the fuck, man? He's betrayed all of us." If you guys actually watch the course of both sexes, you'll notice that if you are a man and you are a woman and you apply what I teach, I can promise you there'll be no games. As long as you don't start playing games, there's not going to be no games. You'll notice, even if you're a guy watching this, I tell women, stop playing fucking games. Just don't be available all the time. Stop being needy. And just say yes to you inviting her up, but just don't be so needy, right? And guys actually understand that. Guys appreciate that, because it's just, guys don't want to need a woman unless you're really insecure, right? And from a woman's point of view, you don't want a guy who doesn't know how to take your hint. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, that's how it works. Anyways, I gotta go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create
will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're gonna be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man, Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so most likely I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.